This is the AB4WS radio show. Every week, bringing you the exciting amateur radio news and information happening in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana areas.
The AB4WS radio show can be found on the Apple Podcast app or your favorite podcast application. As we release this week's show, the pilgrimage to the Dayton Hamvention at Greene County Fairgrounds begins. I'm planning on being there on Friday, and I look forward to seeing many of you up there. I hope everyone has a great Hamvention experience. After a long hiatus, the O'Kion Amateur Radio Society will host a slow scan TV net on the 146.670 repeater every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The net control will start the net by sending an image and then taking voice check-ins who will report on the image they received. Participants will then be able to send up to 2 of their own images. Even if you cannot send slow scan TV, you can still enjoy this net by receiving the images sent by others. Lots of apps available to decode those SSTV images easily. If you have never done this before, take the time to check out this neat mode. Starting on May 1st, the Ohio Single Sideband Net had their net manager and advisory board member take office after being elected to the Ohio Single Sideband Net. Congratulations to the re-elected net manager Mike, KC8WH, and the new advisory board member Chris, KD8UUB. Members of the WC8VOA Westchester Amateur Radio Association recently dedicated a very nice memorial plaque attached to the tower at the club honoring Dr. Roger Higley, W8CRK, a silent key for his donation of the tower, radios, and radio accessories to assist the association's radio activities, outreach, and community service. Roger was a great ham in the greater Cincinnati area who passed away in 2021. On May 18th, the Letcher County Amateur Radio Club will be setting up at Fish Pond Lake outside of Jenkins, Kentucky, preparing for the Bushcrafters Meetup in the Mountains, which will be held on the last weekend of May. This special event will run from May 31st through June 1st, with the club operating special event station K2B. They will also have a special QSL card for the special event. For more information on this meetup and special event, check out the Kentucky Woodsman YouTube channel. An AUXCOMM Class will be presented on May 20th, 21st, and 22nd, the 3 days immediately following Hamvention. Prerequisites are FEMA IS-100, IS-200, IS-700, and IS-800. To register for the class, send an email to jolene.hollinggshead@us.navy.mil with the subject line AUXCOMM registration, and attach the PDF copies of the FEMA IS-100, IS-200, IS-700, and IS-800 certificates. In the body of the email, include the name of the public safety agency that you're most likely to support with auxiliary communications, your call sign, and your cell phone number. The class will be held in the city of Beaver Creek, Ohio, 6 miles west of the Hamvention site. If you have questions, contact Bob Baker, N8ADO, the Greene County Area's Emergency Coordinator, at n8ADO@woh.rr.com. On May 20th at 7 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold their meeting at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. The presentation will be on an introduction to digital voice modes by AB4WS, yours truly. So if you've been wondering what all the ruckus is about digital voice modes, come on out to the meeting. On Tuesday, May 21st, the Dixie Heights High School Amateur Radio Club, KY4DH, will get together for a Parks on the Air event at the Big Bone Lick State Historic Site, Park US 3779. Tom, NV4H, and myself, AB4WS, will be setting up in the morning as usual, and the kids will be on the air from about 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. Listen out for KY4DH. I'll also have an FT8 station up and running on AB4WS for demonstration as well. On June 1st, the Bluegrass Amateur Radio Society will be having a fox hunt, where people armed with HTs and directional antennas will hunt down a fox with a 2-meter transmitter somewhere in the Lexington Fayette County area. They'll all meet up at the bar's Ham Shack at 8:30 a.m. and come back to the shack after the fox is found for pizza and fellowship. The Greater Mason County Amateur Radio Association will be having a ham radio display at the Mason County Library in downtown Maysville at 218 East 3rd Street in Maysville, Kentucky on June the 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with radios and displays set up showing what ham radio does and what it is used for. The Murray State University Amateur Radio Club, K4MSU, announced the particulars on this year's 5th anniversary Kentucky Parks on the Air contest to be held on August 10, 2024 from 1400 hours UTC to 2200 hours UTC. For the particular modes, bands, rules, and all the other important information, go to k4msu.com/KYPOTA. A great event to volunteer for is Paddlefest, where amateur radio operators provide communications for safety and logistics for the big Paddlefest event on the Ohio River. This year, Paddlefest will be held on August 3rd, 2024. There are positions both on the river and on the shore. If you'd like to volunteer for this neat event, email Rick, KD4PYR, at KD4PYR@ARRL.net. The Air Force Marathon is looking for a few good ham radio operators to volunteer to provide communications assistance for the event on Saturday, September 21st in the area of the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force. For more information or to volunteer, email Bob, N8ADO, at afm.hams@gmail.com.
Hamfests.
May 17th through May 19th is the granddaddy of all Hamfests, the Dayton Hamvention at the Greene County Fairgrounds, 210 Fairgrounds Road in Xenia, Ohio. June 1st is the Fulton County Amateur Radio Club Summer Hamfest at the Roth Family Woodlot, 105 Hill Avenue in Tedrow, Ohio. Talking on the 147.195 repeater.
Are you looking to upgrade your license? Do you have someone else that's interested in the hobby? Here are some upcoming exam opportunities.
The Milford Amateur Radio Club holds amateur radio testing on the third Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at the Miami Township Civic Center, 6101 Meyer Drive in Milford, Ohio. Please pre-register at milfordhamradio.org. The Dayton Amateur Radio Association has exams frequently. For their exam schedule, email exams.w8bi@gmail.com. On Monday, May 20th at 5:30 p.m., the Northern Kentucky Amateur Radio Club will hold an amateur radio testing session at the Bethesda Community Church, 989 East Mount Zion Road in Independence, Kentucky. You must register by emailing Mark Volstad, AI4BJ at MVOLSTAD@TWC.com. June 8th, the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio exam session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Pre-registration is required at hamstudy.org/session/WC8VOA. On June 8th at 10 a.m., there'll be an amateur radio license exam session at the Georgetown Police Department, 550 Bourbon Street in Georgetown, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/session/WX4GPS. On July 13th, the Westchester Amateur Radio Association will hold an amateur radio exam session at 10 a.m. at the Voice of America Museum, 8070 Tylersville Road in Westchester, Ohio. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/session/WC8VOA. On June 25th at 6 p.m., the amateur radio testing session will be held at Anderson County Extension Building. Use the rear entrance, lower level, 1026 County Park Road in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. For more information, contact Brian Carter, KI4TLW at 502-545-0376. On July 13th at 10 a.m., an amateur radio exam session will be held at the Clark County Emergency Operations Center, 200 Maryland Drive in Winchester, Kentucky. Please pre-register at hamstudy.org/session/AC4YD. For more information, contact Darrell Epperson, AC4YD at 859-771-1834. On July 23rd at 6 p.m., an amateur radio testing session will be held at the Anderson County Extension Building. Use the rear entrance, lower level, 1026 County Park Road in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. For more information, contact Brian Carter, KI4TLW at 502-545-0376. On Saturday, July 27th at 10 a.m., the Wilderness Road Amateur Radio Club will sponsor an amateur radio license exam session at the American Legion post number 46, 45 Spears Lane in Danville, Kentucky. Pre-register at hamstudy.org/sessions. For more information, contact Harold Miller, AF6MB at 541-602-6535. Special thanks to this week's content contributors, KE4WA, KY4GW, WB8YYS, KD8ZLD, K9HIO, N8LAR, K4NKU.
If you have something you think other amateur radio operators in the area would be interested in, send the information or your recorded audio file attached in an email to ab4ws.radio@gmail.com.
Covering your amateur radio news and information in the greater Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana tri-state area. This is Jack Prindle, AB4WS in Big Bone, Kentucky.